Alright, so yeah, we got another NASCAR review this week. As there were more races that happened after the Cup race. We had a doubleheaders for truck and an Xfinity race. So let's go ahead, let's talk about all those other races that happened this week. So the first truck race that happened, truck race number 1 on Friday night. I didn't catch much of it because I was at work, of course. So yeah, but I heard not much really happened in that race. Austin Hill gets the win. So I believe that's Austin Hill's first win this season or his second win. So yeah, Austin Hill gets a win this year. With that win, that makes Austin Hill officially chase bound. Honestly surprised it took him this long to get a win. But yeah, Austin Hill is in victory lane. And Austin Hill really actually has the most playoff chase points out of all the Truck Series drivers this year. So something to keep an eye on there. But anyway, let's go on to race 2, which I did catch. The second truck race, which happened early Saturday afternoon. There was a lot that happened in that race. Even the return of Travis Pastrana. Only for him to spin out in the race and crash. It's like he never left NASCAR to begin with. What a great return for Pastrana. They definitely couldn't have put anybody else in that truck. Nope, not at all. And of course, there was even a lot of wrecks in this race. A lot of the drivers on the truck's chase bubble ended up having issues. Ankrum had issues, Sauter had issues, Friesen had issues, Majeski had issues, and yeah, you got the point. At the end of the race, we had a pretty good battle at the end between Matt Crafton, our reigning champion, and Christian Eckes. But in the end, Crafton was able to hold off Eckes, and Matt Crafton ends his 3-year winless streak. Crafton finally gets a win. And with that win, Matt Crafton was now officially locked in the chase and will have a chance to defend his title. Did you really think Crafton was going to go winless again? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Crafton finds a way to expose the chase this year. I mean, Crafton did a good job of it exposing it last year when he won the title without winning a single race. And for everyone that said Crafton was consistent last year, explain to me how Crafton was consistent when he led a grand total of 45 laps last year. Somehow that's consistent according to some dumbass fans. Also, how was Crafton consistent when he didn't have a top 5 finish from June all the way to Homestead last year in that championship run? And if Crafton was consistent, explain how Crafton then had the second worst average finish out of all the drivers that made the truck chase last year. An average finish at 13.3. To put it in perspective, the only driver he had a better average finish than in the truck chase last year was Ankrum. And Ankrum missed the first 3 races of the season because he hadn't turned 18 yet. So Crafton in the trucks last year was only better than an 18-year-old that's not even old enough to have a fucking beer or buy a 6-pack. But somehow that's consistent. Oh, Crafton's consistent, alright. He was consistently out of the top 10. And everyone wants to say, oh, it's about consistency. No, you dumb fucks. The chase grid was never built for consistency. It was built specifically to put a, quote, bigger emphasis on winning. Winning races, winning stages. The whole fucking winning you're in jargon. The whole winning you advance jargon. I don't know, some people make fucking excuses to defend anything, just like how everyone made excuses to defend Crafton's fluke title last year. Honestly, and then NASCAR response to Crafton exposing the chase by doing nothing but expand the field. So the same thing can happen again. But yeah, just a little rant there, since we haven't talked about Crafton in a while. But yeah, in the end, just some people are fucking stupid. NASCAR fans, word of advice, don't debate yourself with idiots. They'll just sink you down to their level and beat your ass on experience. But yeah, overall though, for the truck chase now, there's actually 2 races left until the truck chase starts. The last 2 races before the truck chase starts are Michigan and Daytona Roval. So the Roval's an automatic wild card. And the truck chase starts at Gateway. So yeah, there's now 5 spots locked up. So in the last 2 races, there's now 5 spots left with 2 races to go. Let's be real, Ben Rhodes, Shane Smith, and Christian Eckes, they're all pretty good on points. Like, Rhodes is 84 to the good, and Shane Smith and Christian Eckes are 77 to the good each. So we don't have to worry about them. They're pretty much locked in. It would take a mass major disaster for any of them to miss out. But the last 3 spots is where it gets interesting. We'll go over the truck chase at the end of the video. That bubble. But anyway, let's talk about the Xfinity race. So for most of this Xfinity race, not much happened. Austin Cindric was completely dominating. It looked like that 22 car was the Leach car of old that Keselowski and Logano and Blaney all used to drive when they go down to Xfinity. Because throughout the race, I was questioning, is that really a Penske car, or is that did they just give Cindric the Leach car this week? Because Cindric was just flat out dominating, looking for his 4th straight win. And then, near the end of the race, though, Harrison Byrne had the better long-run car than Cindric, and Byrne was able to get by until 4 laps to go, when Joe Graf Jr. would hit the wall to bring out the caution and send the race to overtime. The whole field took 4 tires except for Ryan Sieg, who pitted under green prior, trying to stay out, hoping for a caution that didn't come out. And then in the first attempt of overtime, we had Little spin out to bring out a caution to go to double overtime. In double overtime, Cindric would have the lead comfortably on the last lap. And then Brandon Jones happened. Brandon Jones on the last lap comes out of nowhere, passes Cindric, and says, "Thank you, I'll take that win, victory is mine." And Brandon Jones gets his 2nd win of the season. And the most shocking part about this Brandon Jones win, there wasn't a fight after the race. No fight? What the hell has this world come to? But yeah, Brandon Jones has now 2 wins on the season. And you know what? Let's take a quick look to North Dakota and see what Kamikazegames' reaction to this is.
Brandon Jones still fucking sucks.
Just leave him be, folks. Just let him be. It's not worth pissing him off right now. The man's probably gonna fucking nuke North Dakota within the next hour. Just let him be. Man. But yeah, Brandon Jones now has 2 wins this year, ending Cindric's winning streak. So yeah, Brandon Jones gets another lucky win pulled out of his ass. But yes, it's looking like a pretty interesting championship battle, mainly between Cindric and Chase Briscoe. And I guess you can throw Harrison Byrne in the mix too, and I guess if you want, throw Brandon Jones in there if you really want to add fuel to the Kamikaze fire. But yeah, we're not going to talk about the Xfinity chase because the Xfinity chase starts a lot later than the normal chases, so that ain't for a bit. I believe the Xfinity chase doesn't start till September, so we're not going to worry about that one yet. Not for a couple weeks. But yeah, of course, trucks are off until Michigan in a couple weeks. Xfinity, I believe, is back next week for New Hampshire. I didn't check the schedule. I believe they're back for New Hampshire. Same deal with the Cup Series at New Hampshire. We also got F1 at Silverstone next week, and yeah, that's about it. And speaking of F1, F1's added 3 new tracks to the schedule. For the next 3 tracks will consist of the Nürburgring, the Grand Prix one, not the giant 14-mile track, the Grand Prix circuit. We also got Portugal being added to the schedule. Interesting. So now F1's going to Portugal. And the final one. For the first time since 2006, we will have the San Marino Grand Prix in Imola. So now Ferrari will have 3 home races. Holy shit. The Ferrari master plan is coming in full effect. Monza, Mugello, and Imola. The Leclerc and Vettel, you better not fuck them up. Or the Tifosi are going to come out of their quarantine houses and fucking kill you too. But yeah. We got some pretty good tracks there, including the Nürburgring. To be honest, for the German Grand Prix, I was honestly hoping Hockenheim, but I believe now we gotta alternate it. So Nürburgring gets it this time. Next time, we'll get Hockenheim. Fuck it, I wonder... I mean, if we're giving goddamn Italy 3 races this year, can we give Hockenheim a date too and give Germany 2 races? Like, can we have a schedule where we have both Hockenheim and the Nürburgring on it? Like, I think fans would like both tracks. But yeah, that's a pretty good, interesting schedule there. So I think that's now 13 races now for F1 this year, so there's still 5 more races left to be announced. But F1 has announced that USA, Brazil, and Mexico will lose their dates this year. So yeah, F1 will not be going to South America or North America this year. There's always 2021 though, folks. So yeah, no F1 in Austin, Texas at Circuit of the Americas. Damn. So yeah, 5 more dates. Maybe Hockenheim gets a date? But I believe the season's still going to end in Abu Dhabi. At Yas Marina, so yeah. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up here. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the truck chase before we wrap this up. So here's the truck chase on the screen for the last 3 spots. So you got Brent Moffitt, who's 58 points to the good. He's pretty much safe. He just needs to stay out of trouble in the next couple weeks, and he's good to go. Then you got Derek Klaus and Todd Gillen, who are 27 and 22 points, respectively, above the cutoff line for the last 2 spots. So they're pretty much safe unless someone on the outside, someone 11th on down, gets a win within the next 2 races. So if someone from the outside wins, then that cutoff line really gets interesting, since both are only separated by 5 then. But looking at 11th on down, you got Ankrum 22 points behind. He's pretty much the only driver at this point, I would say, that still has a shot at points to make it in. Ankrum just needs to have some solid runs and hope that Kraus or Gillen have issues at Michigan or the Roval. And then you got Sauter, Tanner Gray, and Friesen, who are pretty much mathematically out of it at this point. Too big in a hole to come out of. So pretty much from there on out, they're pretty much in must-win territory. Where if they want to have a shot at the championship this year, they're going to have to win either Michigan or the Roval to get in. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting last 2 races to decide who will get the battle in the 10-man Truck Series Championship. That will somehow find a way to get fucking exposed again. Because it seemed like Matt Crafton didn't do a good enough job of exposing it last year. Maybe if the truck chase gets exposed again this year, maybe NASCAR will finally do the right thing and get rid of the chase. But that would require common sense and brain cells. But yeah, anyway, that's enough ranting from me today. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, folks. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace. See you next Sunday.